last week we talked about how anime was in the Stone Age when we were kids back in the 90s. How getting it was like, a quest, a task. It almost felt like, uh, it almost felt like you were going on some holy expedition to find that one VHS you needed to complete the series.
Yeah, to complete the series.
Because you already watched episodes 1 through 5, and then you skipped 6, 7, and 8, and ended up watching, 9 through 12, and you need to find 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
But something came along that changed that forever. Something called streaming.
Streaming
and anime.
Streaming changed the game big time. Because first it was the DVD. The DVD changed the game. And then second, streaming came along.
Well, actually, before streaming, downloads.
Yeah, downloads.
Like Kazaa and...
Yeah. If anybody could remember Kazaa and LimeWire, that was...
Yeah, LimeWire.
That was a chore in of itself also, because, internet wasn't that fast back then. Even in the quality of videos you got weren't great. And you had to get what you can get because, it was shareware.
Yeah.
And, sometimes something will be titled something, and it's not even what you're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
It's the wrong episode, or it's just a complete different video.
Completely different.
So that was a hassle. And there, computers had so much space. Like thumb drives weren't a thing. Like floppy disks were still there.
External hard drives didn't exist.
And driving and using CDRs were the thing. But that's what it was. And then I don't know what happened after that, but I know that streaming became big in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And especially with there's companies like High Dive, Funimation, and Crunchyroll that are streaming services for anime, and Crunchyroll and Funimation merged together.
Yeah.
So now Crunchyroll has almost everything. It has so much in it, and High Dive has the rest, and so does Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime has the rest, but just like a big bang of anime has been exposed to the world because of this. Because in Japan, anime is like regular TV shows here.
Yeah.
That's
all they got.
Yeah, like ABC and CBS, when they come out with shows, like all their CSIs or whatever, those are all human being shows, like people live action people doing it. Just flip that and just make it anime, and that's what it is in Japan. There's just so much
of it.
And even now, a lot of it don't even come to streaming services because there's so much. But it's just a big explosion. There's a whole bunch of stuff to watch, and sometimes it's overwhelming because it's like, should I watch this? No, I gotta continue to watch this. And but a lot of the shows are 12 episodes long. Because there's just so many of them. Studios can only do so much. And streaming has changed the game, especially for the price point. It is very inexpensive to just stream the stuff.
I remember the first time I heard of Crunchyroll. We were at a convention in San Francisco back in 2012, and some kid mentioned Crunchyroll, and I asked you, I said, what is that? And you said, "Oh, you can stream anime the next day after it comes out." I was like, "Whoa, hold on, wait a second." My mind was blown. I'm coming from the era where you had to buy the doggone VHS tape, look for it first of all, go to the store, buy it, and spend like $40 for 3 episodes. Now I can actually just have a streaming service.
Yeah, it's wild.
Show me. It took a while for me to wrap my brain around that. How is this even possible?
Yeah.
And it only cost me like $20 a month or whatever.
Yeah, and now it's even cheaper than that. I don't know how much I paid for Crunchyroll, but it's less than $20. And people who were born post the internet boom, they don't understand
how privileged you are.
Yeah, how crazy that is that you can stream something that was aired just the day before in Japan and is fully translated.
That's insane.
And is out for you to watch.
It took how long for the whole series of Dragon Ball Z to come here,
Yeah.
it took like almost 2 decades for us to get Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, you're like, this stuff was
Sailor
made in the
Moon.
80s?
Yeah, this was made in the 80s. Like, most kids don't even know Dragon Ball Z was made in the 80s. They don't know it was that old. They think it's new.
Yeah.
No, that was made in the 80s. It's just, it only got here fully in the last probably decade and a half.
Yeah. And it's just crazy because Japanese isn't the easiest thing to translate, and they're just going so fast with it. And like I said before, there's so many anime out there. It's just like they're just pulling them out and putting them on stream. And I'm glad that they're doing it because it's giving me the chance to watch a bunch of stuff and not have to spend a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
And if there's like an anime that I really like, then I buy the Blu-ray. And speaking of Blu-rays, I think in Japan, Blu-ray still costs an astronomical amount of money.
Oh yeah, I remember when we went. I really didn't see Blu-rays anywhere when the first time we went to Japan in 2011. It was right after the earthquake and the tsunami when we went. But the DVDs that I saw, they were ridiculously priced.
Yeah, it's like they're like $80. And,
yeah,
and it's
for one disc.
It's not the whole season like we get here. Like we get you just get whole seasons just on 2 disc or whatever, and you have to buy the whole season at once. It was just like you have to buy episodes in Japan, like 2 episodes or so, or half the season, and they're like $80. I'm like, oh boy. And I think games are expensive over there too.
Yeah, games are way more expensive too.
And I think it's just because, first of all, it's Tokyo. I don't know if it changes throughout the country, but there's not a lot of space there, so I think it just discourages them from buying a whole bunch of stuff and not having where to put it.
I can see that.
Because like if you go to Japan, there's a bunch of stuff like used, like games and DVDs and books, comics and stuff like that. Game systems, they look pristine because people don't have space for them, so they just sell them off. So
yeah, living in their boxes.
Yeah, there's no space there.
No space. Oh man, Japan is so, especially Tokyo. It's so crowded. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't know how people do it. But you gotta think they live on an island that's only 20% inhabitable. So that leaves very little space.
Yeah, there's so many people there.
And what does Tokyo have, like a population of? New York is 8 million. I think Tokyo is high. I think it's like 12 million.
Yeah.
Tokyo. And Tokyo does not have the land area of New York City.
Yeah.
So, man, it's crazy how people can live on top of each other like that.
Yeah, so I don't know how streaming is in Japan, but here, I'm glad it's here because otherwise I'd be lost in the sauce with anime because I wouldn't know what to watch. Because I can pick an anime and I'm like, okay, this is garbage. I guess move on to something else. Or I can come back to it whenever I want instead of relying on, like we said, renting and have to watch the stuff when you get it, or paying money to watch something and then like, this is dumb.
Yeah, remember pirated anime? Mm-hmm. Like after when DVDs started coming around, you had pirated anime.
Oh yeah.
They like people would tape the episodes off of TV in Japan, burn them to the DVD, and subtitle it. Yeah, like we had a friend who got Inuyasha. Like this was like 2 or 3 years before it started airing on Adult Swim. He had like the first 3 seasons of it on these pirated DVDs, and we used to watch those. Yeah, you get them off eBay. How they were able to sell them on eBay without getting flagged, I don't know. It was just, but there was all kinds of pirated anime like that on eBay. Yeah, selling whole series for like $20.
So yeah, so streaming changed the game for anime, and now it's like bigger and better than ever. Like it's more accessible to a lot of people. Yep. And a lot of people know what anime is. You don't have to rely on places like Cartoon Network or whatever to put the popular stuff out there.